One feature that we are really excited about here at ProSo with the rewrite of our software is the ability to look at the trending of your findings. After you've been presented with a summary of your imported data and potentially created a vulnerability matrix or VM, there's a video on that, proVM allows you to perform some comparative analysis between previous scans and your current scans you've just imported on the same devices. This is done with session trending. One important note is that the trending capabilities presented here are specifically governed by the composition of the result files you have imported during this session. Now that's a mouthful. Rewind it if you need to hear it again. So you'll only be looking at the historical trending based on the tools that were included with your scans. The devices included, the operating systems or the findings included with the scans that you just imported. We do this to ensure that you are only reviewing data that is relevant to the data you just imported, hence session trending. Now I'll show you at the end of this video an area where you can review all historical data not limited by any constraints, but for now let me show you some options with session trending. First, if you'd like to change the layout of the chart, you can right click on the chart and you're presented with some different options. You can hide or show different aspects of the chart. You can change what kind of chart it is. Let's do an area stack chart or a bar chart or whatever. And you can also show or hide your data points or your data values, what have you. You can also copy and paste this chart just like all charts in the wizard to a report if you wanted to by either right clicking and clicking here or clicking on copied chart to clipboard button here. This menu over here allows you to change a couple of data aspects that support the charts, like only including open findings instead of all findings like not reviewed, not applicable, etc. You can only show unique findings, which if you need an explanation on unique findings, watch our video that explains the VM. And for government clients, you can change the data set to CAT levels if you wanted to. You can also group the data by when it was imported, when it was scanned, or the session. And you can define time parameters, like all time parameters, or a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, or specify a date range specifically. Let me mention that if you do not have historical data to support trending, you'll be presented with a bar graph of your current session totals, and you can see this retina file that I've imported is the only retina file in the database. So you're just presented with session bar chart totals. And then your options for other charts will be grayed out since there isn't data to support them. You can also change the data series here by your tools or by devices, OSs, and findings. And as you can see, the tree below them refreshes as you change your data series. And let's go to device and localhost. By default, proVM will show all findings for that specified device or whatever data series you're under, but you can drill down further if you just want to see the highs or you want to see the highs and mediums or whatever. And it's useful with bar charts too if you wanted to see some value labels. There you go. All that's good stuff. So we understand that this is not the end-all be-all of trending charts, and we plan on building this out into a web console to make it better down the road. But to keep the chart simple, we've only allowed one data series and constraint to be selected at a time. If you want more complicated charts across multiple data series and constraints, you can click Show Values Table, and you are presented with a values table that supports the graphs that you have here. The chart itself will refresh as you change your data sets, as you can see. And then you can grab that stuff and throw it into Excel if you wanted to create some more complex charts if you like. If for some reason you would like an explanation of the constraints that's used with session trending, you can right click on data values and show your query parameters. Let's clear this out. And as you change your parameters, you can see a description of the parameter. We tried to include this in as much plain English as possible so you can understand what you're reading, but I'm not about to try and go through all of them with you because it would take way too much time. The last thing I wanted to show you is the historical trending you can perform. Now we'll go back to the home screen. And from the home screen you click Historical, and under Historical Trending tab you are presented with trending with all the data in the database, including the current session. So you're not limited by any constraints, and as you probably already noticed, this is set up just like your session trending. You're just not limited by any constraints. As always, if you need any help with any of this, my contact info is in the About section of this YouTube video, or you can always hit us up here at our website Contact Us link. Thanks much.